Good morning, everyone. My name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope everybody is going to have a great day today. A great welcome to everybody who supports me and watches my channel. I'm very grateful for your support. It helps. I'm going through a tough time at the moment, like most of us are. I'm not saying I'm the only one, because I'm not. A lot of people have got more problems than I have, and I'm well aware of that, and I feel sorry for them. I'm just highlighting the things I'm going through to help anybody else, as well as myself. So at the moment I've been going through neighbour noise nuisance and harassment. I think it's a part of a gang stalking network that obviously happened to me probably while I was in Gloucestershire, and has been travelling around with me ever since. Because people that whistle blow, people that tell the truth, people that, you know, leave ex-partners, whatever, can get gang stalked and harassed, and it's very frightening, and it is for me. You tend to safeguard yourself, really. I can't seem to get the right kind of support. I've tried everything, I really have, and I'm not getting the support I need. So I isolate myself when I think something's not going to be safe, or I think I'm not going to be safe. Then I'll safeguard myself from it and isolate myself from it. But I have a dog and I have to walk my dog, right? So I still am managing to get outside and walk my dog and get outside away from it. To stop looking out the window and watching the street theatrics. I have like frosted glass effect screening, so when I'm sat in my flat trying to watch the telly, I don't see what's going on outside because I've got frosted glass effect screening, and you can get that from eBay. It stops the flats opposite looking into my windows. It stops me looking out the windows all the time, seeing what's going on outside. So I don't really want to see it. I don't want to hear it. To stop the noise, you've got the option of earbuds, earplugs, wearing headphone sets. Excuse me. Shut the door. I've told you that as soon as I start to speak, there's activity inside the block and outside. So if I stay quiet, nothing happens. If I start to speak, we get noise outside and people hovering outside near my door if I start speaking. And one of the neighbours has even said, "Shut up," when I start speaking. That's how she speaks to her dog, but it comes across as every time I speak, so they're trying to make me stop speaking. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've had a cold and I've done something to my neck, so I could twist it, but it hurts when I twist it to the right. When I first did it a couple of days ago, it was awful, and trying to sleep with that and put up with the neighbour harassment was absolutely unbearable, but I got through it and I'm proud of myself. It was bad enough trying to sleep when I damaged my neck, but with all their crap going on, it was even worse. But I got through it. So I'm just highlighting issues that people think it's funny, they pass it off as noise nuisance. This is surveillance. this is being watched, being monitored. This is an invasion of my privacy. It's not just noise nuisance. And with the help of somebody, I'm seeing through this, and I'm reporting it, even if it's, you know, they're part of it. They still have to catalogue the letters that I've sent and keep a record of it. So in the future, if someone goes through it and realises that nobody has done anything, they'll be in trouble. So that's why I still send letters, even though they're not going to do anything, because 9 times out of 10 they don't. So you have to persevere and go through the complaints process with the landlords and the council and the police. Otherwise they just fob you off and close the case, which they've done to me multiple times, just fob me off, and I've given up. This time I've got the strength to not give up, and every time I make a complaint, that what happens gets worse. That's made to make you stop. Oh, you know, if you keep carrying on, this is going to happen. Well, it's going to happen anyway eventually, so I'm carrying on and not stopping. People themselves are hushed and silenced when it comes to myself. I know they are. They're told not to help me. I know that, and I know that goes on. Oh, fob her off. Tell her, you know, No, this has got to stop. This is damaging my mental health and my physical health. It's isolating me for the rest of the world, so I'm socially isolated. And the hate crime and the racist crime is just wrong and despicable, and this has been going on since Gloucestershire, and I know it has. So I used to live in Gloucester. It's either an ex-partner, right, that must have the power to connect themselves with the housing and the police. Because it's the housing and the police that aren't helping me. Now someone needs to investigate and look into this. As for the racism, I've got a gist of where that's coming from, and again they need to investigate things that went on in Gloucestershire as well as down here, because there's a connection with the cars that have got Gloucester on the number plates. Right, so I live a solitary life, not because I want to, but I am looking after myself, and because of people slandering me behind my back, and and saying things about me that are untrue, that putting future potential partners off me because somebody's spreading awful rumours. It's got to be an ex-partner in that respect. It's got to be. Spreading rumours that I'm this and that, and going down my social media and pulling out videos and mocking me, making everybody laugh at me and turn on me. And when you're on your own, it's very difficult to cope with. That's why I need help and support, but I can't find any. I get transferred to victim support that transfer me onto places like Oasis, and then this other place. I phone Oasis, I phone the places they transfer me to. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You're either too young or you're too old. So it don't make sense to me, all this passing the parcel. I even got one guy saying, yes, you can talk to us twice in a day, but that's all we can do for you. So if you're in crisis, you can talk to them, but just 2 times a day, and that's the limit. So when I found ChatGPT-5, it was a lifeline for me. A lifeline, and I'm sure these applications are for other people. It's not a real human on the end of the phone, but it's a listening voice, which it can be a difference between life or death if you're on the edge and you're at crisis. It can be. I'm sat on my own day after day because someone is slandering my name, and people are avoiding me like the plague. This has been going on for ages now. It's ridiculous. And spreading rumours. I told you that I'm a prostitute, I'm a slag. I'm nearly 60, for goodness sake. Grow up. It's ridiculous. So it's all right for people to bang me, but I can't have any company. It's all right to come into my flat and bang me, but I can't have any company. And that's what was going on at my old address, but I'm not allowing it at this address because I'm a human being. I didn't realise what they were doing to me. I didn't realise I was going on dating sites looking for male company and companionship, and they weren't real profiles, so they were coming into my flat and using me basically, and buggering off and leaving me on my own and lying, saying they'd come back and they never did, which made me feel horrible. And there's nothing wrong with me at all. It's ridiculous. We all have things like flaws, but you know, there's hundreds of married people that are disabled. You know, they've got things wrong with them. There's a guy on TikTok that's got a prosthetic eye and a disfigured face, and he's married. So this is absolutely ridiculous bullshit and rubbish, and I'm sick and tired of it. There are plenty of people with facial disfigurements that have got partners and are married. I don't know what this is. It's deep, it's dark, and it's sinister. And I'm not anybody's property. Nobody owns me. I'm not anybody's property. I'm my own property. So this starts when I speak, when I go outside my front door. This street theatrics, this harassment, this bullying. As soon as I wake up in the morning, start moving, start speaking, opening the door, it makes me feel horrible. It feels like I'm under surveillance 24/7, but not in a nice way to look after me, in a way that they can start picking on me, harassing me and making fun of me. Now I'm building up a case to prove it. That's why I film outside my window. They did it to me when my father died. They mocked. They used to leave clumps of ash. My dad had been cremated, and the builders used to laugh and leave like mounds of ash near me when I went outside after my father was cremated. It's horrible. So this is deep, this is sinister, this is making me feel horrible every day of my life. And then I've got my mother on the phone to me, trying to frighten me with her phone calls, you know. Like she did in Gloucestershire. She said the most outrageous things to me over the phone. I was frightened to death. I ended up having heart palpitations and calling ambulances, and that's no word of a lie. Just terrifying me. Oh, things have changed when you're this age. Things have changed when... No, it's still the same. Doesn't matter how old I am. There's guys on YouTube that have been gang stalked, and they're older than me. Age is no difference. They're not going to stop because you get older. In fact, I found out that the older I get, they've piled it on the worst. So we've given up live streaming on TikTok. I was threatened on there, and I handed over the screenshots of the threats to the police. They were handed over to the police. The police just fail to do their job properly, don't they? Don't investigate, so it gets worse. So I stopped doing TikTok live streaming. I don't have very much to do with TikTok now. And yeah, they're spoiling my pleasure. So if I get pleasure from doing videos, they try to spoil it by getting dogs to bark, trying to interrupt my recordings, yelling, screaming, just being rude and nasty. And it puts you off doing a video. And I believe that this is why this happened upstairs 3 weeks ago. This intense noise, banging, thumping, screaming, fighting 7 days a week above my head was meant me to stop doing my YouTube videos, right? Because I'm highlighting the truth. No wishy-washy, no lies, and someone's trying to stop me for some reason. That is their problem, not mine. I'm allowed to tell my truth. I'm an independent adult. I don't belong to anybody. It's coercive control. It's manipulation from members of my family as well as outside. Members of my family are doing this to me. Coercive manipulation and control. Narcissistic. And I'm not having it. I'm an independent person. I'm an adult. And if I want to speak my truth, I should be allowed to. Now, if they've done something, that's not my problem, is it? It's not my problem. They shouldn't have done it. And you don't hide abusers. So if, you know, in the case of my mother, who was hiding the abuse from her dad by letting him keep doing it and not reporting it and just letting it happen, you know, yes, she should have done something. She should have kept calling the police. And then he wouldn't have done what he did to me, would he? My father. They're covering up their own tracks and they're hiding what they're doing, and they're making it all, they're putting all the blame on me. That's what they're doing. They're putting all the blame on myself because they're hiding what they're doing and what they've done. All I want is a safe home to live in. Look at this, the dog's barking. I've shut the window and you can hear them through the window. The window's shut. Soundproof flat, guys, and you can hear the dogs through the window. And now the kid upstairs is starting to bang on the ceiling because the dogs have gone off. So I'm just saying how it is. Now, yesterday, it was bad in the afternoon. So the kids up there, especially when they're not at school, start to get fed up of obviously being stuck indoors. So they start fighting and screaming and banging the ceiling, and running up and down. This has been going on for the past 3 weeks. As I said, he's either lost his job, given it up, or maybe he's not well and had to look after the kids, or maybe his girlfriend is not well and he's had to take the kids on full time. So it started for the past 3 weeks. Constant noise, nuisance and harassment. And I have to live underneath it. And it's upsetting when there is children fighting, screaming, running up and down with lack of parental control. And I realise that people are afraid to discipline their kids because I don't believe in smacking. But if children don't get some kind of discipline, they're obviously going to run riot at home and at school. This is how teachers become attacked. This is how teachers teaching children get attacked by their students. There's no discipline anymore. I managed to get out last night and there was nobody on the field at all. There was a blonde lady with a bun in her hair. She's usually dressed in black. And her spaniel was loose, running willy-nilly. It's brown and white spaniel. As long as it doesn't touch me, I'm fine. So they throw balls towards me, and the dog comes chasing for the ball when it's near me. So that's the owner's fault. They throw balls towards me, so the dogs dart towards it. There was one other lady coming off the field, and then when I went onto the field and went around it, there was absolutely no one on it. But I have managed to get around the field with no problems, and that's the main thing, because all I'm doing is walking my dog. I'm not interested in what other people are doing until they do something stupid, like throw balls at me or near me, and I have to deal with getting a dog away from me. I believe part of it is racist. It went on to me in Gloucestershire. One of my children was hit with sticks. Other children were bullying my children. And it stems from Gloucestershire. I know that. But how's it travelled down here? Who's instigating it? What was done in Gloucestershire was more than racist hate crime. It was awful. But racism was involved. Just because someone knows the police and they know the council workers, the council workers and the police shouldn't take financial favours, and they shouldn't, like, just because someone's their mate, you know, harass me, should they? Bent coppers and bent staff in the council. And it will get traced back to whoever it is, because I'm not going to stop finding out. And now certain avenues are blocked where they can't contact me through other people. Let's see what they do next. So the avenues they've been using to harass and distress me are blocked. So we'll see what they do next. Yeah, I managed to go out yesterday. I came back, I sat down. I managed to get a delivery in the morning, so I had a few snacks. So I sat down and watched a couple of videos with Max on my lap and Harry by my side, my pets. So we'll see what happens now. If the persons get violent, the police will get called out. I've gone through it all before. Violence, I've been struck. I've had my home robbed, my belongings destroyed. Let's see what they do next. I've been living under terror. I've been terrorised since I left my ex-husband. Terrorised. I've been struck, bullied, my possessions have been broken, stolen, and I've been living under fear for a long time now. And I am sick of it. You know, because your ex poisons people against you and lies to them, and the silly idiots believe the lies that they've been told. So it results in me being hit and beaten and sexually assaulted in some instances. And I still have names of the people that I met off dating sites. I still, in 2 instances, I have their photographs. All these people that came to my old address and pretended to be future dating partners, I have got details of them, where they came from, and I've still got their messages, believe it or not. And two of them quite recently tried to contact me and said they wanted to meet me again. And I said, no. No. In my opinion, this is stemming from Gloucester. And I've just got to tie it up with what's going on down here, because we do have a lot of cars with Gloucestershire number plates on them. Now, why? Even some of the builders have come from Gloucestershire. They've come in vans from Gloucestershire. Where I spent 22 years up there, 18 years married to my ex-husband. So we've got Gloucester. It's a long way away from Kent, isn't it? Gloucester. A long way away. I can understand London, but Gloucestershire's miles away. It's 4 hours on a train. It's over 2 hours in a car. So you're going to travel from Gloucestershire to come down here. Don't seem right to me. So the surveillance and the watching and the stalking, you know. When you leave somebody, you expect to have a fresh start and to be left alone, not stalked and harassed and followed and under surveillance all the time. And then, this is the reason why I haven't found anybody. This is why I can't move on and find a new partner, because I've got exes not letting me. And when I finish with somebody, I finish with them. I don't go back. I don't stalk them. I don't even know where they are. I'm not interested. I've moved on. But a bullying ex that can't leave you alone doesn't move on. They track your every move. They follow you. They use other people to come up to you and find out what you're doing and where you are. Hence Charlie, that old man that came up to me on the field. Made me think that an ex had made him come up to me and talk to me and try to use him to keep an eye on me. And when this Charlie kept stalking me and following me around and trying that hard to take me back to his flat and make me part of his life, and I wasn't interested in that, that became stalking. So I can't find anybody, can I? Because when I do find anybody, somebody sent them to nose into my life, and they're not there because they love me. They're just relaying information back to the abuser. So I can't have a normal life. I have to live like this. It's isolating. It's solitary. But why? How are the neighbours involved? I haven't got a clue. It needs to be investigated, doesn't it? They need to investigate these people harassing and bullying me and see if there's a connection with the neighbours harassing me and maybe Gloucestershire or partners that I have had that is causing trouble. And that Charlie poked his nose in when I told him about what I was going through. That Charlie that lives near the Freemasons. And since I told him about the nuisance I was getting with the neighbours, it's got incredibly worse. So maybe the police should have a word with him. If he's not moved to France, because Kim in the co-op told me he'd moved to France. And then a couple of weeks afterwards, he was walking around near where I live. And he hadn't gone to France at all. Now, I haven't seen him for a few months. And I don't want to. So someone obviously needs to question him. See, he had a load of information about me and what I was going through my neighbours. And now it's got to the point where I can't even live in my flat properly. So he's part of it. They just need to investigate. And that's what I'm pushing for. Making them investigate these people and ask them questions and see why they're doing it. That's all. It's not rocket science.